What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my course vlog at Mount Prospect. Today we'll be playing the back nine. If you missed the first episode, go check it out. It wasn't too pretty. Shot a 47 with some big blow-up holes, but the back nine is, I'd say, a decent amount easier. Not too many long par fours, and par threes are even kind of in the wheelhouse. Longest one's about 190. So hopefully I can get a few pars and maybe even a birdie. Break 90, that would be nice. Best score here before was like a 94, so let's get to the golf. So hole 10 is a short par 3, only really using a sand wedge here. When I go to golf courses that have short par 3s like these, usually they punish you with lots of undulation on the green, and this one is definitely one of those. So if you don't get close to the pin, I mean, you're definitely in danger of three putting on a hole like this. Which, yeah, I mean, you're probably going to see that happen right now after this putt, which I really walloped and went from basically fringe to fringe on a huge green. This one almost went in. But after that tee shot, a bogey is kind of what I expected. So hole 11 is a par 4 with water towards the right. Didn't really know how far that water was because my GPS stopped working, but I'm just going to rip a driver here. I thought it was a beauty. Expected to see it in the middle of the fairway with a wedge into the green. Still have a wedge in the green, but it was definitely in danger of going in the water. I was lucky it didn't. So I haven't been hitting it out of the rough very well today, and that continues with that shot. Really fatted it, didn't take a hard swing, and kind of got punished for it. I did get over the water though, but I still have a chance to score here. It's a nice kind of flat approach. This portion of the green is flat, but if you see kind of further right, it's a punch bowl green which feeds your ball down into the center. It's really cool. So I hit a pretty good shot there. Now I have a makeable par putt. And there we go, par. So now we're moving on to hole 12, which is called Eden. It's modeled after hole 11 at the old course. The course overview tells you to not end up in that front bunker, so I didn't really read that. I'm trying to just hit a nice easy 7-iron, but it's into the wind. I kind of hit it off the toe. It's heading right towards the bunker, and it kind of gets slammed by that grass wall and trickles down off the toe. So I'm in a bad spot here. I take a practice swing right here, which doesn't go well and kind of makes me scared of this shot. I'm just trying to pop it up there, and I totally duff it. And now I have a worse lie, and that was my third attempt to get out, which finally worked. But it's not looking good. This hole's going pretty sour quickly. This is a pretty easy putt. It would have been nice to put this in the hole, but I don't, and I got a triple bogey. So a blow-up hole on the back already.
Triple again.
So I got to bounce back again. Here is hole 13. It's got a long, skinny bunker that runs along the whole right side of the fairway. A lot of trees to kind of put you down into that bunker too if you hit it. And I thought I was going to clear the bunker, but I just didn't get enough of it. I landed right here with kind of that wall in my face. I just wanted to get it airborne. But I got all sand. You can see it just went about 30 yards. I chose to hit a bump and run here. Pretty crazy vertical wall to my right, and thankfully I didn't hit that. It was a pretty nice shot. Went a little bit further than I wanted. So I have a long par putt here, downhill. It was a good effort, but it didn't go in. So we got another bogey. Calm down a bit with the big number. So now we have a medium par 4. I chose to use a 5-wood at this time because this kind of runs out of room unless you can hit a draw with a driver, which I'm not really good at, so I tried to hit a draw with a 5-wood. It did not draw, it faded, but the smart play was to use a 5-wood because I didn't have the distance to get to that bunker up there. So I'm in pretty good shape, but I'm pretty lacking confidence with my iron play right now, so I'm just trying to miss short if possible. I was trying to hit a nice easy 7-iron here, and I caught it a little thick, but it missed exactly where I wanted it to go, which was short. When I came up here and saw this green, I realized I probably should have been more aggressive. It's a pretty big green, but I just figured I'd end up in one of those sand traps on green side the way the round was going. So hit a nice long putt here, but I didn't really get the read right. It started to curl back at the end. Now it's in kind of a nice flat putt at this point of the green. And a brutal lip out. So I said I couldn't hit a draw with my driver, but I'm going to try one anyways. I'm just going to try to hug that tree line and rip it with the club face closed a little bit. It was a pretty bad practice swing, so hopefully I can do a little bit better when it's time to go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I probably hit my best drive of the day.
The tree line.
Exactly how I wanted. It didn't draw, but it went straight. And I have about 210 at this point. I'm just trying to get a birdie at this point, so I'm going for it. Probably not the smartest choice because it's very narrow up by the green, but I was trying to kind of land it to the right side of the green, and I hit a huge slice. Unfortunately, it hit the cart path and bounced into the creek that you see on the 17th hole. So yeah, that was a bad shot. But thankfully, the drop zone is pretty kind. I wouldn't have been so kind if I was superintendent, but leaves you pretty close to the green. You just got to pitch it up there and try to get up and down for par. Got a little too much of it, but it's a nice safe shot. Really the first part of the day that I really babied, but it was downhill. Bogey after a penalty is not too bad.
I'm shocked how far that went.
So another longish par 3. This one is a Biarritz green, which is basically 2 levels with a valley splitting horizontal down the middle. The pin was in the valley today, so pretty poor day with the irons, and this was struck well, but I just pushed it off to the left. Didn't have any fade at all. So I have a short bunker shot here. I'm just trying to get it right onto the green and have it feed down, which it does very well. It was a very fun shot.
Nice.
And then just a pretty short straight par putt, which I execute.
This was the only one I didn't par last time.
So now we're on hole 17, and I have very little margin for error. I'm going to be breaking 90. This one is the road hole, named after number 17 at St. Andrews, mostly because of the green complex, especially that bunker. This was my second shot. I forgot to record the first one, but pretty much went in the same spot. My real ball went a little bit further, which you see here. So I got trees blocking my view to the green on the left-hand side. Going to try to hit a hard 6-iron with a little bit of a draw, which I do, and
It's starting to hook.
hits the green, but it rolls down, which would have been significant because I've never reached in 2 on a par 5, unfortunately. I haven't been playing that long. For a little bit of a thought, decided to use the putter. I just want to get it over that first ridge with a little bit of extra speed to carry down over the second ridge. It's a really wavy, fun little putt here. And it ends up going pretty much how I wanted to. I judged the speed pretty well. No, I probably have maybe my second best chance for birdie today. It's just a short little bender. Wind is blowing pretty good. But I put it on a good line and trail a birdie. I'm pretty happy with myself after the pretty disappointing round. So have a chance to save it. Maybe I can birdie the last hole and break 90. So now we're on the 18th. It's a beautiful hole with a force carry over the water. Feeling really good. Bad practice swing there. Two ducks swimming into the lake right in front of me before my tee shot. A little distracting. I'm feeling good with the driver. I rip it a little bit too far to the left. I didn't realize how much space was over there, which is not much. It hit a car path, and I didn't know if it was out of bounds at this point. But I found my ball, and it's really close to the green. And now this is kind of an awkward shot just because of the hill, and I don't know. I couldn't decide on a club, and I hit it way too short, so kind of wasted that drive. Decided to use the putter again from here. Seemed like that was the right play most of the day. Got the read all wrong. I kind of just frustrated after that chip, so this is an important putt. Ended the round on a high note to par it, so pretty good after that front nine. So we got a 41 on the back for a total of 88. Not displeased with that. Always feels good to break 90 anywhere, especially for the first time at a tough course. So par 70, but I'll definitely take 88. Looks better on the handicap too with those few high numbers. So for the course review, I chose these 5 categories in order to rank courses, scale of 10. Starting off with the fun factor, I'm going to give it a 7. It's, some of the par 3s are really fun, and when you get on the greens, you have some really fun putts. How many places can you play a Biarritz green for a public course? I've had so much fun on that green just 2 times. That shot you saw from the sand was a great time, and hitting a bump and run from the front edge of that all the way down into the valley to the other side, it was a great time. But it's not so much fun to chip out of thick rough. It's frustrating for me. It's just not my personal favorite style of course. Tightly mown areas around the green are a little bit more what I'm looking for, but it's just personal preference. Conditions, I'm going to give a 9. I didn't really want to make this course the ceiling, but I have very, very few complaints about the conditions. Everything's in really great shape both times I've been here. Greens, really, really good shape, and no complaints in general. Design, I'm going to give an 8. It's a really cool course with so many fun short par 4s, interesting par 3s. Template holes that you read about, but you don't have the option to play because you're not a private course member. For a flat piece of land, I think it's a really, really fun course to play. Value is an 8, $58 to play a course that is perfectly manicured and interesting. There's a couple other courses I could think of that are in the same ballpark with condition-wise that are cheaper, so really no complaints there. The site, I'm going to give a 6. It's probably the weakest part of the course. It's really flat piece of property, very few elevation changes. You have some creeks and some ponds that they incorporated into the holes as well as they could. Nice trees. It's a beautiful piece of property. It's just there's definitely more bold, interesting courses out there. So I'll give it a 6. So overall, I'm going to give it a 38 out of 50, and I'm going to call it a modern parkland masterpiece because it reminds me a lot of some of the old courses I grew up playing, parkland courses, but it definitely has a modern twist with just the conditioning and just the interesting features in the greens. And I think the architect did a really, really good job here. So yeah, go play Mount Prospect Golf Course.